God, 16 minutes after 5 o'clock. Good afternoon to you and yours. Happy Wellness Wednesday. And of course, we also alluded to our very, very fun and exciting and interesting conversation we're going to have rather, with Athenkosi Mayinje and accompanied by the entire team, the squad. Check us out on our social media pages. That's, of course, Facebook as well as YouTube. That is CCFM 107.5.
We're also going to be having Likhona Jani joining us and having this conversation with us. So that's going to be absolutely amazing. Finding out about her journey as well, where there's a big thing called Craven Week. We're going to be touching on that as well. But without wasting any more time, in fact, like Tash has mentioned, warm welcome to the CCFM Drive. We are live on Facebook, so you can catch the conversation out there on Facebook. Let's start by greetings. Ati, Likhona, a very good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon, everyone. Afternoon, Romeo. Afternoon, Sisi.
Hi, Vikram. Hi, everyone.
How are you doing this beautiful Wellness Wednesday?
Active and about as per usual, as any athlete would in a beautiful afternoon in Port Elizabeth. And how are you guys doing?
We are, on my side, doing absolutely well. Tash?
Blessed and highly favored. It's beautiful out in Cape Town. It's a summer's day in Cape Town.
Beautiful. So we're gonna start with some quick fire questions that we're gonna ask you. Just to break the ice there. And I'd love to find the answers from both of you. We're gonna start with this question because it is Wellness Wednesday. If you could do one exercise, right? And that exercise you have to do it every day. Which exercise would you choose to do?
Which exercise would you choose to do?
The running around.
So running around laps, okay. And for you, Ati?
I think I'm very much the same. Like I'd enjoy a stair session or running sand dunes.
Guys, out of every single exercise, y'all telling me that you're gonna choose the running. I mean, I love it, but no, I don't know. Hey, I can't even run from my house to the shop, so I'm struggling.
Man.
On trauma, the bit of trauma from all the running she's done in the last couple of weeks.
Oh man.
And if you could play any other sport besides rugby, now we know that you both are professionals in rugby, but if you could choose any other sport, which other sport would you do?
I would literally play tennis.
Good choice.
And for you, Ati?
Nice. I grew up playing most sports, but I've always imagined myself to be a soccer player. So I think I'd play soccer. I could play another sport professionally.
We love that. We perhaps need to call you out for the squad that's playing today. South Africa is playing. And then the last question that we have for you both is, if you could share with us, please, your favorite Bible verse. If there's a verse that you really love and you're like, wow, this verse, it really carries me, especially through moments where I'm like really low and really down.
I think for me, it would be Isaiah 41. So, I am with you, so do not be afraid. For I am with you, do not be dismayed. So I think for me, it's a simple one, but it basically carries over everything that I'm going through, or through anything that I'm going through. So it's always centers me. The corner.
It's very embarrassing. I don't really know many verses.
Mm-hmm. No, it's not embarrassing. The beautiful thing about it is that, there's an opportunity to learn and to grow in that. So the next time we have you, Likhona, we're gonna keep our eyes and ears open, and we're gonna be ready to hear that verse. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
I think the only thing she can is the Our Father prayer in Xhosa.
And that works.
Yes.
That's fine. I love that.
Oh man, kickstarting it off, Ati, we're going to put the spotlight on you. You've been doing amazing work, especially in your field. We've identified you as a young trailblazer as well. And that's why we're having this conversation, especially on Youth Month. And I think, just to share, especially for the benefit of our listeners, can you just share more information, just about your childhood, and especially how that all those support that you had and the steps that you took to, which even led to you having, a professional rugby career?
I think, yeah, thank you, Romeo. I think for me, the biggest thing and the biggest attribute to myself becoming, a professional athlete and then being able to give back, to try and aid other aspiring professional athletes, both in the township and both women as well. I think for me it boils down to access. Growing up in KwaZakele, we didn't really have access to a lot of equipment, and we didn't really have access to a lot of sport, but we played everything that we could. So we made balls out of plastic, bread, anything that we could have. We made soccer balls. When you had a tennis ball in the township, you were a hero. You were gold. Whatever you said happened. Otherwise,
Mhm.
you'll take your ball and you'd go home. When you
Yeah.
had a soccer ball, same thing. So we learned to really make use of what we had. And for me, that sort of upbringing really gave me a step forward, compared to my peers. So when I went and I got an opportunity to go to a Model C school, I already knew how to bowl. I already knew how to play soccer. I already knew how to kick a ball. So
Yeah.
it made that transition from an under eight, going into your first initial contact with organized sport. It made it that much more easier. So I was able to excel quite quickly, and through then I then got opportunities to further my education at some of the best institutions in South Africa, being able to go to a great high school, being able to go to a university,
Mm.
purely based on my talent. And for me, the support that my mom and my parents were able to give, throughout that whole journey, really is what stood out and what makes me show up each and every day for these young girls, or for that young boy or girl that is looking to better themselves. Because you always need them, that mentor. And in our communities,
Yeah.
we under resourced communities, so the parents don't always have the means to go and support that young boy or girl. But we also have a parents group where we encourage one another, where we encourage the parents to go out and show support to these young ones and throughout their journey. So I think for me, just, yeah, support is all about showing up, and I'm very big on that. I think my girls can attest. Whether there's one girl, whether there's 10 girls, whether there's 50 girls, I need to make sure that I'm showing up for that one girl that day. And yeah, that's testament to the journey and the upbringing, and also the opportunities that I was able to get. The big thing now for them, a lot of them are in high school, is giving
Mm.
them similar opportunities, go and be self-sustaining. I always speak, Romeo and Touch, that girls, you can go and bring me a Springbok rugby jersey one day, a signed jersey. I made it to the Springboks. That's great, But for me, I want to see you driving your own car. I want to see you having your own house. I want you to invite me over for a braai with you and your family.
Mm.
Those are the big ones for me. The Springbok jersey, I can get one signed from somewhere somehow. I can buy one for $60 down the road,
I
you
was
know.
waiting for that
But
comment.
to self-sustaining and be able to stand on your own 2 feet,
Yeah.
not dependent on any, that would be the biggest victory.
Mm.
So yeah, for me, that's basically the journey and how it's led me to where I am today. And yeah.
Mm. I'd love to also just touch on Love Sport Africa. I loved how you touched on the support system and how it's important, to show up. Can we chat about Love Sport Africa organization, the inception of it? How did it start, and especially the role that it has, especially in locations, that are underprivileged?
Mm.
So Love Sport Africa started in 2019 in a room in Frankfurt. A friend of mine who was volunteering in Germany, from Germany at the time, she managed to organize a trip for myself to Germany to discuss a possible exchange, a youth exchange program. And we discussed sustainable development goals, 2030, and we had to select a goal that we wanted to work on. And our goal of choice was gender inequality, which is SDG number 6, I think, at the time, and how we can address gender inequality. And our field of expertise was sport, and the spirit of expertise was rugby. So from that, day, we decided we're going to try this youth exchange, and we're going to create a Rugby for Women Empowerment manual, which is a manual that incorporates both Rugby 101 skills and also life skills that they can use on the day-to-day. So we created that, and we were about 2 sessions in, and then COVID hit. So we had the Germans fly over to South Africa, and we spent 6 weeks planning this manual with youth from Port Elizabeth from different backgrounds and demographics. And then once we had created the manual, we started rolling it out. 2 sessions in, COVID hit. I had moved to Valcom at the time. I was playing rugby there for Northern Free State. And then from there, 2021, again, I speak on this as part of my testimony that I had a hard conversation with God. I had been injury stricken with regards to my rugby, and I felt it was at a point where I felt like I was forcing God's hand, and I asked God, parked outside for 40 minutes, 45 minutes in the car outside the gate, and I asked him, is this something that he still wants me to do, or is this me and my destination? And I asked him, if this destination is not for me, then God, please show me destiny, and a lot of mishaps happened. I was supposed to go to Spain. My whole goal in life was to work for the UN, give back, to Africa. And why would you want to go to Spain to be able to give back, when there's people in need right next door? So I drove down to the closest community, which was Motherwell for me, and I started implementing this program in 2021 at a school called Fumisukoma. And literally one man, once a week, I'd go, and there'd be like 60 kids. As soon as I walked through the gate, they're like hanging on the car. Coach, can we help you? And that's how it started. From there, we grew into Motherwell High School, which was where the manual was supposed to be implemented. It was for teenagers. So I started the primary school, I went over to the high school, and then that's where I met Likona. So she's been a part of the program since 2022, and then from there we grew into the rugby club, where we started getting fed by the local high schools. So it wasn't just one high school, Motherwell High School, it was all the high schools from the community. So now we partner with the rugby club, and then we run our Rugby for Women Empowerment manual with different athletes and different young women from different schools within the Motherwell community. So that's basically where we are at the moment.
I love that you had, that one-on-one conversation with God, and it was real, but he showed you exactly what you needed to do. Instead of, going outside, he said, hey, just look at your background, look right next door.
Yeah.
That's where you need to go. And now look where you are. I think I just want to quickly shift before I hand over to you, Tash. One more question, this time for Likona. I want to bring Likona in, and I want to say, Likona, you are one of the girls that are chosen for a big tournament. It's called Craven Week. Firstly, how do you feel about, taking part in that tournament, and why is this important for you, to do so well and to show off, the skills that you have learned through this program?
Okay, firstly, I would say I'm very happy, excited, but a little nervous at the same time because I don't like crowded places, but I have to be there. Secondly, it's very important to me because my goal is to be seen and chosen by the Springboks and wear their green and gold clothes.
Wow.
And I want my team as well, the girls that are from Motherwell, to be seen and play for the Springboks too, because I don't want me maybe being the place for Springboks. I want them as well to be chosen. Yeah, thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for sharing that. And Likona, just one more question on you as well. Just one more that I have, then I'll hand over to Tash. And that question is to another girl that's listening to you right now or watching you right now, right? What would you say to them to encourage them to not give up if they want to play sports and if they want to also, continue in their goals and dreams?
Firstly, sports guide us to the right path of life. You're gonna be off the street because many things are happening, especially in our generation right now. There are many bad things that are happening outside on streets. So I would literally advise that girl to don't give up. There,
Hmm.
Mm.
yeah, there will be challenges on that spot, maybe, you see, but she shouldn't give up. She must keep on trying. If she sees that there's a big problem, she shouldn't give up. She should keep on trying. That one day or that moment that she will realize that, okay, I'm here now, I'm doing this, I'm where I wanted to be. So that person shouldn't give up.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Siswam. Some wise words right there. That's from Likana. Check us out on Facebook as well as YouTube. We are live right now. I want to shift it back to Uati. But I mean, I see you doing things, in the Eastern Cape, but when are you going to come to Cape Town and do some things here? Firstly, that's the first question. I think this is such a phenomenal platform, and again, just to echo what Romeo was saying, that why go outside of the country when we have these challenges right under our noses. And it's amazing to hear that you've used your gifts, and your calling to uplift and carry it forward, which is, I think, ultimately very, very important. Now, as we wrap up Youth Month, we have Trailblazer Athenkosi Mayinje joining us live on Facebook and YouTube. And then, of course, Sis Likona as well. I want to talk about, the Mail and Guardian 200 Young South African, right? That recognition right there, that is big, that is huge. And, I can only imagine the dedication and the commitment that you've put into it. What does this particular sort of award mean to you, or nomination rather?
Um, I think for me, awards are always like a difficult thing.
Yeah.
To and I'm one of those people that always have to be told, celebrate your wins, celebrate,
Yeah.
because when a sort of honors bestowed on you, you feel like, that imposter syndrome sort of, kicks in. You
Yeah.
don't really understand, like me, just normal active from, PE. But then it also brings us responsibility,
Mm.
that you have this platform, you are recognized for such honors. you know we need to step that, we need to do more.
Mm.
Obviously, as a person, an ambitious person, I feel like I haven't accomplished all that I would have set myself out to have accomplished at this time. But also, just it's always good to be mindful and just be in the moment as well, because I always say, in the space we're in, there is no awards, there is no World Cup, there are no Olympics, so when you get an opportunity to be recognized, you should embrace that. But
Mm.
our Olympic gold and our World Cups are girls such as Likona being able to, stand up and be dependent. And I mean, even just to be on the platform and speak the spoken and speak the way she's spoken now,
Mhm.
really, 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 for me, hits home, to what we're trying to achieve. And that's why I always put them on the spot. I'm like, who's it this time? Hi, coach. Not like, no, guys, it's not about me.
Yeah.
This whole
Mm.
is about you, and so are these awards. It's about these young girls stepping up to the plate. So for me, it's, yeah, I'll take it as it comes, but it comes with a sense of responsibility that I do not take lightly, to my community, to the athletes that I work with, but also to South Africa.
Yeah. And we certainly hope that you can take this sort of ministry, like I said, seriously to Cape Town, not just Cape Town, but all over within South Africa. I think there's such a need for inspirational people, trailblazers like yourself, to be that mentor, and to be someone that our young people can look up to and say, wow, he's done it. I can do it too. And so, on that note, big ups to you. And we're super excited to see what else you do. Speaking of what else you do, what is next for Uati, and how can we, of course, stay with you and follow your journey?
I think what's next for myself and for the organization is, yeah, it's really exciting times. obviously with the youth weeks coming up, and then we have the league starting. But I think the most exciting, aspect of the work that we're doing currently is that we are having first volunteers from Germany coming in to work on the organization in September.
Wow.
So they'll be one of the primary schools in Motherwell. And then we also have one of our players who will be going over to Germany for a year to go and work at a rugby club there and play rugby for one of the German clubs and really just immerse herself within the German culture, where she'll be helping out at a school, helping out at the rugby club, and also playing rugby for the local women's team. So, yeah, I think the next steps for Love Sport Africa is really crossing those boundaries and crossing those borders into different fields, different waters, and really
Mm.
merging the world into one. And I always tell these young ladies, hey, don't look in front of you, look at what you don't see. At the moment you're seeing these walls around you, you're seeing Motherwell, you're seeing crime, you're seeing this. In an instant, you could be anywhere in the world. And that's something I intend on delivering on. So
Mm.
we those cross-border connections, and who knows, maybe we might go on a tour one day overseas. So I'm professing it,
Yeah.
say it, then you but yeah, we're really not interested in just staying within the confines of our
Mm.
country, being able to take our messaging and take our journeys and take our stories into different parts of the world. So
Yeah.
it's good to be getting and seeing that vision coming into fruition this year. So I'm really excited for that. And then we also have the Christmas drive. I think Romeo has been a part of the Christmas drive for the last 2 years, 2 to 3 years, where we run a concept of taking Santa to where he's never. We find someone, we dress them up as Father Christmas, and then we get donations from each or from anyone and everyone that we can, and then we go into under-resourced informal settlements on Christmas Day, where we deliver toys to the young kids, but also family packs where we have food parcels and clothing to those families. So yeah, that's always an exciting period going into the end of the year. And yeah, I think we have a dream of going into Africa this year and see if we can partner with an organization within one of the African countries where they can duplicate what we're duplicating on this side, and then also we'll still have our trademark Christmas drive in PE. So some people know me as Father Christmas. These young kids, they be screaming Father Christmas on the streets, and they get mad when I don't come around. So I've got a whole lot more locations to try and hit this year to ensure, the kids aren't disappointed on Christmas Day.
Oh
Oh
man.
man, we absolutely love that. Athenkosi Mayinje, thank you so much for your time. How do we follow Love Sport Africa on the social platform?
So you can follow us on our Instagram page, Love Sport Africa, where you can reach out to us via DMs, or you can follow myself, Athenkosi Mayinje or Taste Mayinje on Instagram. But we are also on Facebook as Love Sport Africa, so you can reach out to us there. Our email address is on the Instagram page and Facebook page. And please feel free to reach out, and we'd be more than willing to listen to any suggestions.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Athenkosi Mayinje, as well as Likona. We're wishing you all the best for
Yeah.
Craven Week, and we know you're going to do exceptionally well.
Thank you very much, guys, and
All right.
take care.
Cheers,
And
guys. Bless you.
cheers.
Cheers.
Bye. God bless.
God bless. There you have it.